Hello, good morning, dear viewers. Hopefully, we are live. Let me just check it. Dear viewers, hopefully we are live. Yes, we are live. Let's go to. So, today, close to evening, 7 p.m. Yerevan time, another title Tuesday. Is there? Sorry. So, I will be most likely playing. And before Title Tuesday, I just want to solve some puzzles, do some puzzle rush uh, to hopefully to get some form before the Title Tuesday. So let's start. Yesterday we solved around 10 puzzles. Uh, and let's go. So black to play. You can join, dear viewers. So material is around equal. Yes, along b8 h2 diagonal, black is having some activity, but rook d4. Yes, rook d4, bishop takes d4, queen d6 doesn't really work because bishop e5 and white is just winning. So rook d4, knight h5, knight h5 right now, knight h5, knight c6. What if I go queen d6? But I don't force anything, or do I force? Bishop g1, I have knight h5, and position is very unpleasant. If you go f4, then I'm having bishop b6, and you might lose some material. Yes, rook d4, bishop d4, queen d6 does not work. Takes knight h5 is possible actually, but at least some bishop e5. And game goes on. I guess queen d6 is the strongest move to play, and white is choosing between bishop g1 and f4. Yes, I don't think g4 is possible. And f4, and here I want to go bishop b6, attacking the knight on d4. And if you move knight b3, yes, bishop e3 comes, knight c2, bishop e3, knight f3, bishop e3. I guess you have some rook a d1, but I will take bishop d4, bishop d4, queen d4, bishop h7. But if bishop d4, yes, I guess queen d6. Yes, and we should take it. Yes, we should take again. And if bishop h7, I guess knight takes h7 or even maybe king h7. Yes, takes, and this is winning. Nice. But the level of puzzle was 25-34. Let's move forward. Bishop f4. So what is happening? If I just take g takes f, condition is very concrete. If I take g takes f, then rook c3, and I think black is having at least perpetual check. What other moves do I have? I have bishop f6, and I have rook f7. I like taking rook f7. We will play some king g8. Yes, I can take rook f4, but I'm not sure the game is that winning. Rook takes f4, g takes f, or king f4, rook d8. Rook f7, king g8. Let's say I go check on g7, you go king f8. Yes, it is complicated, but maybe not that much. Yes, let's say g takes f doesn't work. Opponent also wants to take on e5 or go rook c3 check. So I'm having bishop f6, but this forces opponent to go even some king h6, maybe even king g8. So takes. The only move is being king g8, and now I want to go check. And I guess in the end it's mating net, because if you go rook c3, I go king g2, and I think that is winning for me, no? Because you cannot take rook g3, king f2, you don't have checks, rook c2, rook e2, I just attack. Well, let's take. Oh, oh, but why? It says bishop f6 and this just over. No, my point was this. You don't have king h6, you don't have king. Yes, I wanted to go check. And now let's say I was thinking king h8, but let's say maybe here, this would have been stronger. I wanted to go check and move my bishop somewhere, like, but the problem I'm not threatening anything because this check is I'm just having this, not here, king g2. Rook e2, I thought king f1. Rook g3, I thought king 2. Okay, anyway, I rushed, and it was my fault. Well, this one is harder. What should we do? Because um, king e2, queen h2 is there, king g1, I don't like much, king f1. Maybe king f1 is being the only move, queen h3, and king e1, queen takes d3, f7, king g4, and you want to go f8. Yes, because king g2, queen takes h2 comes. I guess king f1, which forces queen h3, king e1. Yes, queen takes d3, f7. King d4 is the only move. Queen e2 doesn't really work. f8, queen I'm having. And bishop d2, king f2. You have queen d2, king f1. But queen d1, queen e1, queen f3, queen f2. Queen h1, yes, I guess. Because if we go king e2, then queen takes h2 comes, and I just don't understand. I don't have king d1. I don't have king e1. Uh, I don't have simply. I have king f3, which is simply nothing. I have king f1. I guess king f1 should be the move. Yes, and now the only move should be king e1, and now f7 is forced. And now queen e2 takes bishop h6. I have this queen e6 check, but I don't understand what does it really change. You go, let's say king g5. Now I'm having f8 queen, and I like f8 queen, honestly speaking, but I'm not because I want to keep your king on g4 to always have this queen e2 check. F8. Bishop d2, king f2 seems white is under control. You have another check, which is queen d2 or queen b1, just king f2, game is over. Queen c3, king. Queen c3 check is there, of course. But I would just play king f1. But maybe queen e6 is good. So, yes, very. f8. Now we should see some perpetual. Queen d2, king f1. Seems like working. Queen d1, queen e1, queen f3, queen f2. And now you don't have queen d3, queen h1, queen h3, and queen d1, king g2 is there. But f8, maybe some queen c3 check is there, some strange queen c3 check. And now where do you go? I'm not sure. So, okay, queen e6, king g5, f8 queen. Bishop d2, but king f2. Yes, looks lost. Queen d2, king f1. That also looks very unpleasant. Queen d3, queen e2, queen d1, queen e1, queen f3, queen f2. But queen e6, king g5, f8. That helps to avoid some queen c3. What is my point after queen c3? I want to play some king f2. Yes, king f2 is my more or less only move. You go queen d4 check. And I go king f1. But I don't understand why do I need queen on e6. Let's say f8. Queen c3, I go king f4. King f2. No, but f8, queen c3. And now if I go king f2 or king f1, then queen f3 check is coming. So f8, queen c3. Now I should choose between king e2 or king d1. King d1 isn't there. King e2. Yes, king e2 is there. But what is happening? Yes, at least queen f3. Yes, queen e6 is the winning move. Of course, queen e6 is the winning move because if I go f8, queen c3 check is there. King d1 is not working. King d2 just check on f3, and if king f2 or king f1 check is there, and king g1 there is bishop e3, king d1 check, and it's perpetual, just king queen. And now, yes, I'm having another choice, but I think no doubts we should go f8 because queen f6, king g4. Yes, I don't think we need. So we go f8 queen and bishop d2 king f2. Position is winning queen d4 king g2. If you go queen d2 check king f1 and check queen e1 coming queen d3 queen e2. Yes, queen c3. I'm having queen king f2 I guess. Yes, f8. Okay, 2 out of 3. Let's move. Rook a8. Wow, wow. Yes, king h7 would finish the game because if you go king e2 then g8. Yes, very concrete position. King h7 you just go not king e2 or king e4 or king c4, you just take rook a g8, you will go rook h4 or then rook g4 rook g8 and king e4 in the end. So king h7 rook takes a4 f3. Does f3 help? No, I'm just rook a7 and rook takes g7. So king h7 rook takes a4 and game ends in a draw. Let's say if I push f4, king e4, f5, king e5, f6, rook takes a4, f7. Oh, why I'm not pushing f4? King e4 does look very logical, I go f5. King f5 also does look very logical, I go f6. Rook a4 with the idea g8 to go rook g4, but f7. Yes, rook g4. f4. King f7 doesn't make much sense because I think I can just go rook a7 check. King f6, maybe another check. Yes, I also don't have time for f3 move because king e3, I guess. And even if I go king h7, then takes g8, takes king e4. So I just want to push f4, and I don't see anything. Or rook a6, I just go king h7, rook a4, g8. So you should go king e4, f5, king e5, f6, king e6, f7, rook takes a4, f7, rook g4, king any possible square like h7. Yes, if not f4, then it like king f7 doesn't win. a5 was king e4. I guess f4. Yes, I'm f4 and I don't see anything. Like rook a6, king h7. Yes, and we are stopping rook takes a4. Yeah, just g8. Yes, g8, rook takes f4. Position is lost, of course, but am I having some f5? Rook g4 check will come. No, rook g4 check, and now, of course, if I go king f7 then king e4, f5. Oh, g8, of course, g8. 3 out of 4. Let's continue. Wow. I think it is very much obvious that rook king g2 should be the first move, otherwise position does look so bad. So king g2, and what are you having? Knight h4 is your main threat. Or you want some queen g5. Because if I don't take, like going king f1 or going king h1 doesn't make any sense at all. You have check, you have queen takes f3, and then e4 is hanging. Oh, king takes g2, of course, should be the first move. And now knight h4. But knight h4, I'm not much. Knight h4 maybe is the strongest. I will go king h2. I will take knight f3. I will go king h1. What about queen checks? But queen checks, rook g4 is there, no? Yes, let's say takes. What's the problem? Queen g5, rook g4. Knight e3. Yes, but knight e3. I can just move my king because knight g4 there is queen b8 always check. Yes, knight h4, and here I want to go not king f2, not king f1, just king h2. Yes, knight f3, king h1. I think this is very good for. So knight h4, king because king f2, no, king f1 I also don't like. King g3 there is queen f3, king h1, queen f3, king g1 or king h2. Yes, king g1 is also there actually. King g for one move, knight takes. Yes, takes knight h4. If I take rook h4, queen f3 comes. And king h2, queen e2 check is very important. So king takes g2, knight goes h4, king g3, queen f3, and I think I'm just getting mated. King g2, knight h4, king h2. Ah, I don't have maybe king h2 because of some queen b2 check. Now I should play king g3, but it is very dangerous. I guess that's why I should go knight h4, I should play king g1. Yes, I apologize. Yes, if I go king h2, then check is coming, and king g3. First of all, some queen g2 can be very unpleasant. Knight f5 is also quite unpleasant move. You should go. Yes, I guess knight f5 and it's checkmate. Yes, takes. And here, the only move is being king g1. Because if king h2, there is queen b2. Yes. Yes, this I did not. Ah, very obvious. 4 out of 5. Let's continue. Oh, e5. We are being down some material. At least pawn. Queen a4. Yes, just loses queen d6. Rook a4. If white is taking e takes f, white doesn't have any problems. I guess white is forced to take on f6. We should take with. Yes, we can take with the king. We can take with the pawn. We are fine, but we don't have anything. So it is very important to find the like 94. We are having knight g4 is nothing special because at least opponent is having this queen d6. 97 is even losing. I mean, not losing, but uh, I like some very strange move 98, because anyway, bishop on a4 is pinned, and I'm just stopping queen d6, and I will take it. I will take on a4 back. So 95 doesn't work. Knight d6, d7. Maybe it doesn't lose, but it doesn't win. Also, knight g4 as well. So 94 and 98 are the moves to play. 94, rook e4, queen a1 is there. 94 might be maybe stronger. 94, let's not forget some some options can be there. I wanted to go queen e2, but rook just takes a4. 94 is looking very good. 94, But what about 98? Why we aren't going 98 back? Seems so winning. Yes, for example, if we go 98, let's say queen a5, we can just take rook a4. Queen c6, we can just take, I guess rook takes a4. It's just fine. But 94 also does look very, very nice. But I'm not sure, for example, if I go 94, rook like ad1, what do I play? Because queen f2, king h1, and there, this is very complicated. If I take rook a4, of course, rook takes d4 there. Queen takes a4 if I go, which is being the only move. Oh, I like 98. Honestly speaking, I like going 98 and just taking this, winning this bishop on a4. But why 94 doesn't work? Why 94 doesn't work? Why 94 doesn't work? Queen e2, but rook takes a4. I guess 98 just finishes the game. Why not 94? 94, another problem can be some, for example, some queen a5 move. Queen a4 you don't have, rook a4 you don't have, queen f2 you can take, but king h1. Oh, I like 98. Yes, this move I saw, and queen a4 there is queen c5 check, and white is just winning. Rook 81 comes, but I just wanted to take with the rook. I'm forced to take it. I guess I'm forced. I want to take and queen a7 at least. Yes, even this queen a7. I thought yes for 5 out of 6. Queen f4. What is this? No, the rook e6 is one option. E3 another. Rook g2 probably doesn't work. Yes, e3. King d4, rook d4, rook f7, rook b7. What's happening? Rook e6 I don't like at all. Queen f7. And king h6, queen e6, king h8, at least queen h5 check is there. Yes, rook g2, king takes g2, e3 check. But but this is too risky, no? Yeah, this is too risky. I can move my king somewhere. You should take it xf. No, this I don't understand. E3 can be very interesting because queen f7, king h6 seems winning for uh, black. Queen d4, rook takes d4, rook f7, king h6. Rook takes b7, rook takes e6. This is also much better for black. I'm threatening to push e2. Maybe rook c7, you can go e2, rook e1, rook d1, king f2. Yeah, rook f6 and rook d2. Wow. So e3. Queen c7 you are having, but again, king h6, and this looks very promising for black. Queen d4, rook d4, I guess. Rook f7, king h6, rook takes b7 is being the only move, rook takes c6, and rook c3 doesn't work. I guess I'm threatening. You have king f1, but king f1 just d2, and then c2, and then rook d1. So you should play rook c7. This is very important. Of course, in a different ways, I can get a draw. I want to go e2, and now you don't have king f2 because of rook d1. You go rook e1, I go rook d1, you go king f2, and I think here the only way to win is to go rook f6, you take king e2, rook d2, you go king e3, rook e6, and rook takes e1. Yes, and I guess e2. Because if opponent takes on c3, we go there, rook e1, king f2, rook d1 was there. We go rook d1, otherwise king f2 is, and here rook f6 is very good. And then check, and then check, and that takes. So, dear friends, please, you don't need for calculation any books. Of course, with the huge respect uh, to the writers and everyone. But look, position 10 moves calculation, and you don't pay anything. And very straightforward calculation. Yes, queen d5. What is happening? I like this one. So we are being down a couple of pawns. Yes, but we are very active. So knight f4 is one option. Knight f3 is another. Knight g2 is maybe third. But knight g2, bishop takes g2, or even I'm not even sure. Yes, knight g2, bishop takes g2. Queen g2 is just lost. Yes, knight g2 I don't recommend. Just bishop takes g2. Not queen e4 because knight e1 finishes the game. You just take bishop g2, and yeah, queen g2 is not what we are looking. Knight f4, just queen takes e4. Yes. So, but we are having knight f3, king h1, at least knight e1. We are having knight f4. We should take probably queen takes e4, and knight takes h3. You will play king h2. Again, doesn't. We have of course rook e6 options. Knight f3, knight g3. Oh! I think I found it. I think I found it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yes, I guess. Not sure. So my idea was, please, dear viewers, knight f3, king h1, and now I can take knight e1, rook e1, but position remains, quite complicated. Yes, let's not forget that we are having 5 pawns and opponent does have 7 pawns. So uh, white will have 2 pawns and minor piece for the rook. And my idea was to go knight f3, king h1, queen g3. F takes g, knight g3 is checkmate. So g takes f. And now, no, no, just g takes f, just g takes f, and I was too optimistic. I wanted to take queen f2, but queen takes h5 just still, it's possible to continue. Like you take queen f2, opponent takes queen h5, you go rook g6. I think queen takes g6 is being the only move. You take with the f pawn or with, yes, but white is just winning, I guess. Okay, it's getting more interesting. So I like rook e6, honestly speaking, very much. I like rook e6. Just threatening knight f4, not allowing This queen takes e4. So what about knight f4? You will take queen e4, and now I'm having knight h3, king h2. Yes, I guess this is just a very unpleasant position for black. Okay. Knight g2 and knight f4 aren't really working. I'm having knight f3, king h1, knight g3, f takes g, queen takes g3, g takes f, rook g6. Ah, this is the solution. Got it. So knight f3, king h1, knight g3, f takes g, queen g3. I'm threatening queen h2 checkmate. So you should take g takes f. I go rook g6, and now queen g1 is a checkmate, and you don't have moves with the bishop because queen g2 or queen h3 checkmate will follow, and otherwise it checkmate. Yes, nice one. Yes, this move we saw, but we just take nice one. Once again, for moves calculation, but black is having many other alternatives like knight g2, knight f4, rook e6, knight f3, king h1. Also here, like you can go knight g2, you can go queen g2, you can take knight e1. So 7 out of 8. Let's move bishop f5. Wow, this looks very interesting. We are down a lot of material, of course. I guess at least one minor piece and one pawn. So one bishop and one pawn. So queen f5, king takes f5 does look threatening, but we don't have anything. So we are having knight f4, we are having queen g3. And what other moves do we have? Yeah, we have some move attacking on h6, you know. And I like queen e3. I'm attacking on h6 and king h5 doesn't work. The only move remains bishop g7. And queen e3 I like very much. The queen e3 move very much. I think queen e3, bishop g7, and now position is being just enough winning. We have knight g7. We can also go queen g3, king h5, queen g7. Now I'm threatening queen takes h6. And yes, some queen g2. Don't forget queen takes g2. Takes rook g8. Yes, that position is also. Yes, queen e3, knight f4. Knight f4. The problem can be that, of course, you don't go king g7. You just go king f6, and rook is also hanging. So the best is to go maybe some knight d5. No, we don't need our knight on d5. Let's say queen e3. Bishop g7. Knight takes g7 also looks very promising. But I'm having check takes take on g7, and rook h8 is one option, but rook h8 just loses, I guess, queen f7. But maybe you can take queen g2, and I should take somehow back on g2. You go rook g8, and position is of course being much better for white, but it's maybe not winning. Yes, if I go direct queen g3, you will just take on h5, I assume. I don't think king h7 you will already play. But you have it. You can go king h7. Yes, my idea should be queen f4. You go bishop g6. Attack on h6. You go king g8. Yes, it can easily be lost for black. Okay, queen e3, bishop g7. G7 is also very good. Because queen g3, if you take king h5, I'm having this queen f4, which can be very, very unpleasant for you. So you should play king h7. Anyway, I go queen f4. You should play bishop g6. I take on h6. You go king g8. Yes, and now position remains very complicated. I should make some move with the bishop. You take c takes b. Knight f6 doesn't work because in the end b takes a comes. B takes a, bishop takes a1, for example. And wow, wow. And why do we pay and buy some chess books for tactics? Once again, with a huge respect to Sam Shankland and quality chess products. Last year in 2023, I bought Sam Shankland's calculation book in Netherlands. I paid some, I don't remember now exactly, but probably some close to between 20 uh, and 40 euros. And, uh, you know, like beginners or let's say some players with the rating 2100, 2200, uh, maybe even 2300 players can find a lot of interesting material. But for myself, puzzles were very simple. So with my friend, we decided to solve a couple of puzzles before the tournament, and we opened the book and we started, and we realized that puzzles are too easy for us, and then we went um, to the end of the book. We thought puzzles will become harder, but it was almost the same level. So I can recommend very much a book of Ramesh, RB Ramesh, uh, I guess calculation. But in that book, in Ramesh's book, it's not the one puzzle, and you spend some time and start calculating. It's maybe one game, and you make with the book some moves, and then you stop, you start calculating, and then again you continue, you check with the book. So you definitely need someone to guide you. Otherwise, alone, it can be very hard. But if someone is guiding you, then very good book. Yes, we have one question. If I want to get into chess, what's the best way to start? Also, you are gonna have a great day today. Like, can I know do you have rating, like how many days per week you play chess? How many hours per day you play chess? So I need this information to kind of give some advices. Yes, wait, Queen G3. I think the strongest move is Queen E3 because Queen G3, King H7. If now I try some queen f4, I realize that d5 is also being an option. Queen takes f5, and you go queen g6, and position remains very complicated, and maybe even lost for white. So that's why I go queen e3. I guess queen e3 is the starting. And now we should choose. Now we should choose between queen g3 and knight g7. I like knight g7 very much, I like it very much. And I guess knight g7 is the strongest move. Knight g7, I'm threatening queen h6. I'm threatening knight f5 back. Takes. King takes g7. I go queen h6. You go king g8. I go bishop g5. I'm threatening bishop f6. You have d5, but bishop f6. Game is over. Queen f6, queen f6. Position is like should be winning. c2, bishop f6. C takes b. Even there, I go bishop f6. And now c takes b takes a. Bishop takes a1, and position is lost. You don't have queen c1. Queen is on h6. Yes, takes bishop g5. You don't have queen d5, queen e4, bishop e4, bishop h3 you are having, but I guess I can simply take even with the g pawn. Knight c4 doesn't work. If you attack my rook, doesn't help. Bishop h3 is the only move. G takes h, and that is also winning. Yes, knight takes g7. So queen g3, king h5, queen g7. There is queen g2. Yes, and here we don't trade the queens. We go bishop f6. Once again, six or five moves calculation. You aren't paying anything, and it's straightforward. But uh, from the starting position, White had many options like Queen e3, Queen g3, Knight f4, and you should and calculate a lot of resources for the opponent. So 8 out of 9. Yes, knight takes f3. So what are we having? What are we having? Yes, we are having g takes f. We are having bishop takes b8. I think that's all for now. Yes, bishop b8 also looks very interesting. You take knight takes e2, e1, and I should go queen c8. You go king g7. I take queen c4, and here you are having some moves with the knight, like or queen. A queen you don't have, but I guess it's just lost, no? I guess it's just lost because bishop b8. Yes, you should. I don't think you have any other moves, but yeah, g takes f is also being very interesting move. No, but I like this line, like bishop takes b8. You take knight e1, I go check, I take queen c4, and now I'm being pieced up. Knight d3, queen f2 doesn't work because queen d4 check is there. Mm, So bishop b8, maybe the strongest is to go queen f2, such a strange move. Yes, queen f2. But let's say worst scenario. If you move the rook, knight e3 I want to play. With knight e3, queen h3. So g takes f is being the wrong continuation. Queen f3, I guess you go king g1. And here, I think I just go knight e3. Yes, the only move is being queen h3 back. And now, probably, you know, bishop b8 looks very good. You take knight e1, I go check, I take queen c4, and I'm threatening queen d4. You don't have simply moves, and you should resign. If any other move, bishop is just coming back to g3. But why g takes f doesn't work? Because I'm threatening knight g1, so you are forced to take king g1. Yes, and rook b2 you don't really have. I just go queen c8 check. I guess knight e3 is your strongest move. I go queen h3, which is the only move. And there I don't understand, like, of course I'm completely tied, but I'm threatening, like, yes, I guess just bishop takes b8. Yes, and queen d4 moves there. Yes, this one was very easy. Okay, let me just see. Yes, dear friends, I'm having some questions to you, some thoughts. Uh, if with the huge respect to, I want to talk about last chess Olympiad, which was over maybe about 1 or 2 days ago, and about Uzbekistan team. Again, with the huge respect to the all members and all players, and to Uzbekistan Chess Federation, and to their team captain, Mr. Vladimir Kramnik. But how do we consider coach, let's say, successful coach uh, with not successful coach? Like if, let's say, Vohidov won his last round game against Maxime Lagarde, and Uzbekistan took the bronze medal, took third place. But if he wouldn't win his game against Lagarde with the black pieces, Uzbekistan would finish the match in a draw, and they would take maybe, maybe seventh, eighth, or close to top 10. place. Would you at that time consider Mr. Vladimir Kramnik to very successful coach? Of course, you would say, and many of us would say that Uzbekistan anyway had very good, strong team, and even despite they invited Kramnik, they finished in close to top 10, and they were um, last winners of chess Olympiad. So it is like a very big question. So only because of Vohidov's win over Lagarde, Uzbekistan took the bronze. And now we consider Mr. Vladimir Kramnik successful coach for team competitions, let's say. And if Vohidov wouldn't win that game, we consider Kramnik not a successful coach? Like, please, what do you think? Like one scenario is the following: if Wahidov wouldn't win his last round game, and Uzbekistan would finish in maybe seventh, eighth, close to top 10, how would you assess uh, Kramnik's performance as a captain of Uzbekistan team? And now, of course, we see that anyway, India had uh, very amazing tournament, and many players like Vidit didn't lose any single game, and he won. I think he scored 7.5 points out of 9. Gukesh took gold medal on board one. Arjun gold medal on board three. Yes. So from being a successful coach to being not successful, only one game or one step. Yes, I'm very much sure that if Vohidov wouldn't win that game and Uzbekistan would finish in close to, let's say, top 10, everyone would say that, like, anyway, they had very strong team, and they invited Mr. Vladimir Kramnik, and they took like eighth place. But now, probably everyone considers Vladimir Kramnik as being very successful team coach. Of course, again, once again, I just want to clarify, like, I don't have anything against Vladimir Kramnik or against any member of Uzbekistan team, but I was just having such a thoughts. So let's continue. Another 10. Yes, seems like knight d5 should be played. And what's the problem? Why not knight takes d5? E takes d, queen e1, queen h4, rook b1, knight d5. If you go rook takes d5, but I guess I'm having enough time to. So Position does look completely winning for black, honestly speaking. So knight d5 is being very good move. And rook takes d5, I guess the only move for white. Yes, and I'm having queen f6. But I'm having so many other moves like queen f6 um, here also works. I'm threatening rook b1, queen h4. But let's say knight takes d5, rook takes d5, queen f6. Position does look. Oh, let's take knight d5. But queen f6 is also good. Yeah, queen b8, knight takes b8. Should be winning. I'm threatening rook b1, rook f5 doesn't work. Rook h5 you are having. With rook h5 I'm having at least some knight b5, sharpening your queen. I just don't understand why knight takes d5, rook d5 position is being so good. Queen f6. Yes, it just lost. F6. I think after queen f6, rook h5 is the only move. But knight b5, you can at least take rook b5. No, let's take knight d5, rook d5, queen f6. Yes. Wow. Queen f2 does look great, but you have, of course, queen h5 check, bishop f7, queen e5 check is coming. I will play king f8 instead of, yes, not very obvious. Not very obvious. Queen f double attack. Yes, I guess check is forced. Bishop f7, I don't like. King f8, I should go. And what is happening? I'm not sure. So I guess queen f2 because I don't see any other moves. Like I can take maybe rook g2, king takes g2, but so let's go queen f2, queen g7, queen f6. You go queen h5. I go king f8. Bishop g7, king g7, bishop e7. I can take with the king. Rook g1 if you go, I will take with the knight. You go queen h8. Oh, if rook g1, I should play bishop f7, I guess. This is the key move. So queen f2 and bishop f7, I guess. Because queen f6, there is rook f1, rook f2 takes rook f1. Knight f6, some strange queen h8 check can be there. Knight g8, rook f1, bishop g8, rook f1. So I guess bishop f7 is very key and very important move to see. I blundered this. I just take and king goes. Yes. 11 out of 12. Wow, it is obvious that we should take queen e2, otherwise we are just lost. So queen takes e2, the only move is being queen g5 check. And like king f7 is nothing, king h8 I'm having. I'm also having some king. Yes, king f8 is also nothing, I guess, just queen 8. So takes, yes, queen e2 should be played. King f8 check, let's say. Queen h6, yes, we are having. So king h8 I'm having, king h7 I'm having, and bishop g6. Bishop g6 is very hard move to understand. No, I don't like bishop g6. But how do king h7? Of course, queen e7. And what do you want? King h6, queen f6, bishop. Or maybe bishop g6 is the strongest one. Because king f8 there is queen h6, and it just checks. King h7, queen e7. And again, I cannot really escape. So king h8, yes, but check. Bishop d6 is the only winning attempt in this position is to go bishop g6. Wow. Yes, this one. King g2 is the only move. I guess king g1 there is knight e2, knight takes c1, king g2, and knight is coming to e2. Rook c7, knight takes f4, king f1, queen h3, king d1. Let's go this. And now we should choose. Rook c7 I like very much because you have only one check, which is knight takes f4, and I'm having only one move, which is king f1. Maybe rook c8 is stronger, because rook c8 takes anyway, but you have king h6. You're having king h6. 7 check, check, and I can take rook c. But rook c7. I will go knight e8 check. Yes, interesting one. What do we play? Maybe just rook c4. Maybe just rook c4. Knight f4, rook f4. You don't have queen e1. Yes, you simply don't have enough moves. You don't have g5, you have king h6. But king h6 I can maybe play. Maybe check. Yes, I like rook c4 very much. I like it very much. King h6, the only move. And here I'm having many different moves. Because rook c8, problem is being you aren't threatening any mating ideas. Like rook c4, king h6, I can of course go some, but maybe knight c8 is not working. Queen e1. Queen e1 can be there. Rook c7, the problem is knight takes f4, you go king f1, I go check on h3, you go king e1, and I just take rook takes c7. You take, I guess, with the queen, there was queen f6. Yes, I'm just having king h6. Knight 8 also. Queen c7, king h6, and I don't see any problems for black. I see problems for white. So rook c8 again takes on f4, king f1, and let's say I go king h6. So that's why rook c4, king h6, and here I need some good moves. Like I can go queen f8. He will play king h5. This looks very dangerous, of course. And I'm having some queen f6. But he will take knight f4, rook f4, queen f4, queen e7, and checks. The checks are like queen d2, king h3, queen f6. Maybe this can be because queen f6. I'm threatening to take on h4 and go king f2, and you don't have moves. You don't have moves at all. Like knight f4 takes queen e7, maybe rook c4. I guess nice one, nice one again. I guess we take queen e7 because this move I'm having, but no, this let's just check knight d5, and here I just take there. Yes, queen d2, king h3 was there, and h6. And I guess it is very important to go knight d8, to threaten. Queen e5, knight g7, queen d2, king h3. Yes, g5, queen f7, so knight d8. Yes, we take, and this is lost. Another, I don't know, 6 moves calculation. 13 out of 14, king g3. What is this? What is this? Very. Complicated one. Queen g6. I guess you will just play queen g5. Queen d6 I'm having. Takes. I'd say why not queen d6? King g2. No, but king g2, rook g4 is finishing or not? King f1, queen a6, c4. Not really. Queen c7 maybe. Because king g2, I will go rook g4, king h3, and I want some queen d7 maybe. Yes, I guess queen c7, which can be very important move. So you have king h3, you have king g2. King h3, yes, king h3. Oh, king h3 is there. Queen g6, queen g5. Position can be very unpleasant for black. No, queen d6, king g2. I don't understand what I'm doing there. Check, on g6, king f1, queen a6, c4 is coming. I just don't see how to Queen g6, queen g5. This I don't want. Queen d6, queen c7. Can I know your rating? Aluminum sulfate. Queen d6. That's why I wanted to keep my queen on c7 to always have like king h3 will play. I go check on c8. You go king h2. And I go queen f5 or what? Yes, Misha. Hopefully I will stream. Oh, this one is really difficult. Queen c7, queen c8, king h2, queen f5 maybe? Mm, like knight g5 doesn't really work, knight is hanging, but I'm not even sure that I am threatening to take it. I guess queen c7 should be the first move. Wow. Thank you, Chesstempo. Thank you. And this, yes. Okay. I think it's enough to solve Chesstempo. Let's move to do some puzzle rush. Okay, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, say 3 minutes. Let's go. Just rook takes e2. What? C5, of course C5. Okay, this one is harder. C7, I should go. Queen d8, queen, rook h1, queen d3, f3 probably. Like what? Wow. Wow, Misha, my record in 3 minutes puzzle rush is 43. Let's see, can I improve it? It is, what do you want? B5, I guess this should be. And how do I win? I guess I push. Oh, Rubiro. Yes, 43. What is this? What should I do? Not easy at all. Okay, another one. I guess first move is being rookie one, six, six, six. What I'm having here, rook a4. A4. Okay, thank you very much, dear friends, dear viewers, for being with me. Already almost 2 hours. We have done Puzzle Rush, 15 uh, chess tempo, 15 and maybe 3, 4 Puzzle Rush. Thank you very much. And today evening, I will hopefully stream early Title Tuesday. I didn't play maybe about a couple of months, 2, 3, maybe even 4 months. I didn't play because I was having some tournaments and it was not very convenient. So hopefully today I can play. Thank you once again, and I will be streaming today's early Title Tuesday.